Hello, welcome to the University of Law. In today's video, I am going to be unboxing and reviewing this Doctor Who the Paternoster Gang Last Stand, which is the fourth volume of the Trespasser saga. So, bringing it full circle, we've got the 8th Doctor back. He was in the first set, and then it was the 4th Doctor in the second set, and the 2nd Doctor in the third set. By now, I'm sure you all know that the cliffhanger of the third set was that the Trespassers are the Zygons, which is really tying into this wonderful new initiative the Big Finish are doing around the Zygons, in terms of the Zygons having their own spin-off, being in Torchwood, being in this. It's all really coming together for their 50th anniversary. And it's probably one of the most excited I've been about Big Finish for a long time. I remember in 2014, the Eminence stuff. The Eminence was turning up in the 4th Doctor Adventures, the 6th Doctor, the Dark Eye stuff. I just love that you can enjoy these releases on their own, but if you're someone who gets all of it and listens to all of it, you've got this really rich story building up, and I'm so glad that they've gone back to that, because I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I've really enjoyed it last time, and I'm really reveling in it this time with the Zygons. So it's obviously been a while since this was released. I'm only reviewing it now because the physical just arrived today. I know there were some issues with the pressing, I believe, of the CDs, but we have it now, and obviously most of us, I'm sure, listen to it anyway on release day via the Big Finish app. Now, I really enjoyed this set. I thought it was a great ending, and again, it did feel like those kind of 2014, 2015 days where you come to the end of a 4-part box set saga, and there'd be something new, which obviously I'm going to talk about at the end of the review, and that's what I'm most excited about with this. But yeah, because we don't tend to get many of those 4 sets anymore. And obviously this is 4 sets of 3. With the new format, we don't tend to get that, but that was one of the great things with the early 8th Doctor stuff. Well, I say the early stuff, the relaunch stuff, I guess, the post-2012 stuff. But I digress talking about the 8th Doctor, because this is the Paternoster Gang set. So let's get it open. So it comprises of 3 stories, and those stories are I Married a Zygon, A Passion for Fashion, and The Final Poblom. Now, I'll talk about all of them. I'm just trying to make sure that my memory serves me well for all of them. Let's cast that to the side, and here we have it. So here's the set, lovely artwork on the front. We've got Strax, it's beautifully done, turning into a Zygon. We've got Vastra, 8th Doctor, we've got Jenny. Spine, blurb on the back as well, and it's very much the same on the under the slipcover. It's a 3-disc set. So this is the Heritage sets, the original that they did. So this is disc 1, I Married a Zygon. So obviously it picks up where the last set left off. There's some lovely callbacks to the first set, and it's really, you can tell it's the first part of a finale box set, because it's bringing everything full circle. There are some great larger than life characters who obviously originated in the earlier sets. And yeah, it's just been great to kind of have those back, especially characters like Miss Faversham. And there's great, and you can see from the cast list here, there's a great guest appearance from Nicholas Briggs, who is playing more than one role, and I'll say no more about it just in case you haven't listened to it yet. So yeah, the first one was again, I said it's a sort of classic opener to a finale, because it's setting the tone, and it's bringing everything. It's you kind of get moments where you think, oh, this is how we're going to wrap it up, and then suddenly we go somewhere else for part 2, and then part 3 doesn't quite go the way you expect it. And I think that's fun, because part 1 was kind of taking what you'd expect from this finale, but we start to learn truths here. For example, the Miss Faversham's life has been ruined by the fact that the Doctor left her at the altar, and it was the Zygon in his form. So we start to get some backstory around what the Zygons are doing here, their presence here, their relationship with the Doctor around this time, and why the Doctor's been popping in and out. But we also get a little flavour of what's coming next with the Zygon Sentry. So it's all being set up here. Then we've got a really great second story, which is a kind of typical... It's a kind of story you can only really do during the Victorian era. And I felt like the kind of story that would have fitted in really well with the Jago and Lightfoot stuff. And obviously, unfortunately, both actors are no longer with us. So it's great to have the Paternoster Gang taking on those sorts of stories. Then we get to my favourite episode, which is the finale. First one is great. We get to see the 8th Doctor, Paul McGann, flexing his muscles, playing a Zygon version as well as his usual self. Most of it is the Zygon version, and he really gets to get his teeth into a villain, which we don't usually see for this particular actor, in Doctor Who at least, I should say. So that was really fun to see Paul McGann doing something different in the Doctor Who universe. But really, our characters are on the back foot in this story, and what was really interesting actually was the Poblom stuff was kind of, I was thinking, is this really real, or is it just a myth that Strax thinks it's true? And we were I was looking at the running time, I was thinking, this needs to wrap up. We need to wrap up 4 box sets worth of stuff soon, and I have no idea how this is all going to come together. There's too much stuff going on, and I thought we've gone too far down this Poblom stuff. How on earth are we going to resolve this Zygon? It's not going to be satisfying. And you know what? I was completely wrong. I didn't see it coming at all. And the whole Poblom thing completely resolves the Zygon situation. Some of you, if you're Sherlock Holmes fans, you'll notice that the final Poblom is a play on words. And in this, obviously, the Paternoster gang, we very much have that sort of Vastra being Holmes. And in this Brotak, the Zygon is her Moriarty. And we see them come to a head in this story. And I will say more about that when I finish the unboxing. But we've got a picture of the cast inside. We've also got the synopsis there. I've shown you the cast list on the back already. This is disc 1, which is I Married a Zygon. We got disc 2 has fallen out. Disc 2, which is Last Stand. No, it's not. It's A Passion for Fashion. Sorry, Last Stand is the name of the box set. And then we've got the final Poblom. And I'm assuming, I'll put this so we don't get glare, I'm assuming this is going to be the other sets in this series. And I'm right. So, my highlight for me of this set was the ending, and I mean that in the sense that there's a lovely kind of timey-wimey tease that we get where we find out that the 8th Doctor is talking to our heroes and then realises that something's wrong and he's met them when he shouldn't have met them. And I guess you assume that he's talking about being the 11th Doctor and 8th Doctor, etc., or 4th and 2nd from earlier. But no, it's that actually the 8th Doctor comes back at the very end of the story, because, and this is what I was saying earlier, with Vastra being Holmes, Brotak being Moriarty, we finished the story with, in order to bring down her greatest enemy, Vastra makes the ultimate sacrifice, and she has to bring both of them down together to save the day. But all is not lost, because the 8th Doctor whisks Jenny and Strax off in his TARDIS to go and rescue Vastra, and that's where we leave this set. So first of all, we've got confirmation that we've got more Paternoster gang. I'm assuming it's going to be another set of 4 box sets, another 12 episode series. It's also clear that we're going to see more of Paul McGann with these characters. We're definitely going to see him in the very least in the first box set, in the very least in the first episode. I would imagine he will probably take them to where they need to get to, drop them off and leave, and then the characters will have to try and find Vastra, which will probably happen at the end of the first box set. And maybe we'll see other Doctors, maybe we'll see the 8th Doctor back to rescue them at the very end of that set. What I'd really love to see is the 8th Doctor travelling with them for a longer period. I would love that. That would be a fantastic thing, because I'm assuming in these sets are set during the Dark Eyes era, between Dark Eyes 1 and 2, in that period where he's travelling alone, after he's dropped Molly off, before he knows that the Dalek time controller, etc., and everything that happened with X in that first set has not yet been resolved. And obviously he's reunited with Molly and Liv in the second set, and that kind of story basically carries on then until Stranded and beyond. But there's a gap there, and these are, for me, clearly set during that gap in time. So I'd love to see more of this gap widen, see more of the 8th Doctor travelling with these characters. That's what I'm really keen to see that. I'm really keen to see more of the 8th Doctor. Having said that, these are Paternoster gang sets, and obviously what you don't want to do is take away from that, because then the Doctor becomes Holmes rather than Vastra, etc. So my prediction is we'll see him in episode 1. He'll drop them off, maybe even he'll drop them off in the first 5 minutes and then head off, and we won't see him again until maybe the end of the set or the end of the whole series. I don't know, but I hope we get an announcement soon on where this is going, because I'm really looking forward to the next chapter in the Paternoster gang story. Above all, though, And I'm going to do a separate video in this in a few weeks' time. This really is a golden age of Eighth Doctor stories. I'm a massive Eighth Doctor fan, always have been. And I'm going to do a big piece on this in a couple of weeks' time, because there's some Eighth Doctor stuff that we can't talk about at the moment, which I'm going to go into in more detail probably in mid-May, once things have settled down and I can talk about it a little bit more. But this, usually with the Eighth Doctor, we've always found that his story's been linear. This is the gist of the video I'm going to do. It's always been linear. For the first time, we're exploring so many different eras of this character, and it's been a wonderful explosion. And I'm just going to talk about the possibilities of where we might be going next, where the gaps are, where else we're going to be mining this character for this, these incredible stories. But what do you think? What did you think of this set? And I'd love to hear your thoughts on where the Eighth Doctor is going ahead of the video that I'm going to record in a few weeks' time. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I look forward to speaking to you soon.